What's going on, guys? Jaxx the Bearded Hiker here, back with another backpacking meal recipe for you. We're going to be calling this chicken tortellini with sun-dried tomatoes. We're going to be cooking today in the Keith Ti6300. Now, if you have a Keith Ti6300, awesome. If you don't let that stop you from making this recipe. It will be slightly different, just how you add the ingredients, but no big deal. I'll tell you how to do it. Also, if you want a printable version of this recipe, I will leave a link in the description to my blog post where you can go print it out. All right, let's get busy. Okay, basically I've already put one together here. I got my pack of chicken that you're gonna need, and we have the rest. All of this together weighs 7.9 ounces or 224 grams. I know somebody's gonna ask me about that. All right, so I'm just gonna go over each individual items that I have that go into this recipe. I got all of this stuff at my local grocery store. However, I will leave links in the description to some of these ingredients for, I don't know, maybe Amazon. I'll look to see if I can find them. In case you can't get all the stuff that you need at your local grocery. All right, so the first item up you're gonna need here is some sun-dried tomatoes. These are more the dried kind that you rehydrate. Nothing wrong with using the ones that are in oil. It just depends. These will be easier and a lot less sloppier to carry. But I will say, if you use the sun-dried tomatoes in oil, they're a lot better than these, I believe. You're gonna need some milk powder. I also have here, this is called butter buds, some dehydrated bell pepper. This is made by Zatarain's. Okay, I absolutely love this stuff right here. This is garlic that has been freeze dried. You're gonna need some Alfredo seasoning mix. Now, if you can't find Alfredo seasoning mix, you can use any of these other styles here. These are like, I don't know, like a pesto and a garlic and herb sauce mix and a creamy pesto mix. You can use those. They work fine. I've used them before. You don't have to use Knorr. Here's another pack, an old pack that I used earlier. It's made by McCormick. Lastly, you're gonna need some tortellini. I have this brand right here. Now again, while we're putting this together, I'm gonna give you the exact amounts and also leave it on my blog. All right, guys, I am going to go ahead and get this Keith Titanium pot ready. All right, guys, you probably can't see this here. It's probably getting blown out by the light, okay? But this is my dry powdered mixes. This is the half a pack of the Alfredo mix. It's 2 tablespoons of the butter buds powder, and it's 2 tablespoons of the Nido powder. We're just gonna set that aside for right now. All right, guys, maybe you guys can see this, hopefully, but it's got the handful of tortellini in here, a handful. That's all I'm using, a heaping handful. And then inside of that, I have my other baggie here. Now this has 1 tablespoon of the freeze-dried garlic. It has 1 tablespoon of the bell peppers, the dehydrated bell peppers, and it has about 12 chopped up sun-dried tomatoes in there and a pinch of salt and pepper, okay? First thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead, pour our tortellini into the mix there, or into the Keith Titanium pot. Then we're gonna go ahead and add in our little garlic, sun-dried tomatoes, salt, pepper. And, okay, next up comes your pack of chicken. Let's go ahead and open that up. And this is a 3 ounces of the chicken, by the way. I don't know if I showed this in the picture before, did I? But it's just the Sweet Sioux chicken. All right, so now that we got all that in there, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna dump in some water. And this is about 3/4 of a cup of water. Okay, now we're gonna go ahead and put the lid on this pot here. All right, we're using the Fancy Feast stove, and by trial and error, I realized that you only need to start out with about 1 ounce of fuel, and then we may use a little bit less than 1/2 ounce, but I'll show you that part when we come to it. I'm gonna go ahead and fire up our Fancy Feast. All right, we're going there. Nice and primed. All right, we're gonna go ahead and set this on there. Now this takes roughly about 10 minutes. I just wait until there's steam coming up out of there. You know, basically we're just wanting to make sure that our pasta is done. There she goes. All right, looks like we're done here. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this off, move that out of the way there. Let's go ahead and lift this inner pot out here. Just gonna go ahead, put that off to the side, and hopefully you can see we got a little bit of that nice goodness in there. Look how dark and flavorful that water is. All right, and now go in and add that back in. That would be our Alfredo sauce, our butter powder. Go ahead and give that a stir. Now, depending on how thick it is and how much water you actually put in there, you know, like it was 3/4, you could heat this back up just to thicken it just a little bit. All right, now, and that looks pretty thick right there. So we're gonna go ahead and you can see there's a little bit of liquid left in here. Go ahead and dump all that in there. All right, as you can see, we're a little soupy there. So we're just gonna go ahead and heat this back up just for a little bit with probably about half an ounce of fuel, or maybe even a little bit less. I just switched lenses so you guys could get a little bit of a look here. Sticking it up quite nicely. And I'm liking about that, so right there, we're gonna go ahead and cut that off. That was less than a half an ounce of fuel.
Look at that goodness. Ooh, wow. All right, let's give this stuff a taste.
Woo, a little hot. Comes out perfect every time. Follow the exact amounts in this recipe and you can't go wrong with it. It's delicious. Delicious. This is a perfect meal if you're tired of the same old dehydrated meals like Mountain House, Packet Gourmet, Hog Vittles. This is a good alternative. And to me, it's pretty practical, actually. Now, I'm not saying, I'm not trying to down Packet Gourmet and Hog Vittles and Mountain House. I love all of those guys. But, you know, you get tired of the same old stuff. So will try to make sure that I get more of these out. My goal was once a month. I'm a little behind on getting these backpacking meals out once a month. But I already have a playlist. I'll leave that link in the cards over there. And go check out some of these recipes. They're tried and true. I don't know what else to say. Chicken tortellini with sun-dried tomatoes and the Keith Ti6300. Do it. One last thing, guys, if you try any of my recipes out, this one or any in my playlist, make sure you test them out at home first to actually make sure that you like them. Maybe it's not enough food for you. Maybe you'll want to double these recipes. Maybe you'll want to cut down on salt, pepper, garlic, or any other ingredients. So test it out. But I can pretty much promise you, you're gonna love the flavors.